Hello everyone, and welcome to So Many Games So Little Time. My name is Joachim, and it always will be. And yeah, welcome to the next update. As you can see, I'm still on the rooftop. So sound quality, and we'll see what happens, right? So, what are we going to talk about today? We have a fair amount. Like, I know I was only talking about the Kickstarters I like last time, or the ones that I was actually going to back, which is a little bit boring for most people since it's only one or two. So I just chose the ones that are interesting to me. Now some of them will be finished by the time you watch it, which is a shame because I prepared this 2 days ago, but for reasons, family reasons, I couldn't record it then. So now, yeah, I'm recording it now. So I'm still going to talk about them. But yeah, it just won't be. If you watch this video immediately, you might be able to see it and back it if you want to. Otherwise, they might have late pledges or pledge managers or whatever. I don't know. If anything, at least you know what the game is about, and if it's good, you can always back it later. I'm not saying I would. Let me put it like this. Blah, blah, blah. Let me form sentences and words. Let me put it like this. If I had an endless amount of money and space, I would back all these games, but I don't. So in the end, I'll tell you if I am actually backing it or not. Okay, this is not just empty content. I still chose games that I think are intriguing to me and that I would like to try. Like if anyone around me has it, I will definitely play it immediately. Okay, so let's start with the Kickstarter stuff, and then we'll have a little bit of upcoming games. 4 of them actually that will be here soon, that are already here and that you can expect videos of, and then a little bit about painting. Yes, painting. Okay, and yeah, okay, here we go. First one that I'm going to talk about is Floating Floors. Now it's a tactical game of balance and cunning, competitive game for 2-4 players with physics and strategy. Now it made me think a little bit about Sorcerer and Stones, if I'm not mistaken. Now I need to double check real quickly because this is just on the top of my head. Sorcerer and Stones, BGG. I think it's that one. If not, it's one from Emperor S4 anyway. Is it? Yes, it is this one. Yeah. So this game allows you to basically move things around and create connections and so on. And Sorcerer and Stones. I used to own it. Pretty good game, but I got rid of it. It only gets 6.4, but it's fun the first couple of times. Anyway, it has its flaws, but it's, you know, it's a decent thing. Anyway, so to go back to Floating Floors, it reminded me of that because you're having a balancing act. You're trying to get to certain positions and then score points and everything. Although it goes farther than that because you have 2 pieces you're moving around. It looks very interesting. I was like, in the beginning, meh, but then online is so evil. I saw more people saying, oh, this is a really cool game, I really enjoyed it, definitely backing this, la la la. So yeah, I'm not backing it, I have to be honest, because I think I would play this once and not anymore. But I'm still very intrigued because when I'm intrigued, I give games a chance, and sometimes games will unexpectedly stay. There's also a top 5 that's coming, top 5 of hidden gems, and also maybe another top 5 could be games that surprise me. Who knows? Anyway, so it is cool because as you hear as well, be the first to reclaim all your bands and seals with a ninja maneuver to win. So you're actually, you know, keeping each other on edge and everything, and it looks nice. It looks okay, but like I said, this is almost done. It's a family game. I'm also trying to avoid family games these days because I have enough, honestly. And when I play for pure my own enjoyment, I want more challenging ones, more heavyweights. Let's say here 9 hours. By the time you watch this, it'll probably be a lot less. Hopefully, still active. The next one is 3 days ago. Now I put this here because I really like the minis, and it says based on the popular video game. I had never heard of Deep Rock Galactic. Never. I installed it last night on my PS4, played it a bit, and had some friends over, and I said, you know, you guys want to try this? They looked at it a little bit, and then they said, let's just play Destiny 2. So I don't think I'll be playing this because I'm also playing Guardians of the Galaxy on my PS4, and now probably Destiny 2 again. So Yeah, I guess the pull for me is less. If you're totally into the video game, I can see the pull is pretty big here, and it just looks very nice as well. You know, the minis and everything. And the game is basically, you go down to the planet, you have certain mission goals that you want to do. Basically, get in, do the thing, and then get out. So it could be mining stuff, it could be assassinating a target, could be getting some relics, all those kind of things. And you can see, like I said already, the minis are nice, and I'm sure the board game is roughly the same as well. It has everything the typical bombastic Kickstarter campaign has, right? The player boards look really, really awesome. Killed some of these guys in the tutorial mission. So the mission itself looked nice, and the fact that you can, of course, you have to explore, and you have all these cave segments that you are exploring. You never know what's going to happen. It's really something that would really appeal to me if I played the game a lot, the video game. Now I don't really feel the urge. It's like the Fallout game, right? If you play Fallout game, the board game, if you play it and you know nothing about Fallout, it's like okay. But if you love Fallout, it's like, oh, this is brilliant. I love this, right? Same with Firefly. So yeah, you have different types of units as well. So if you've played the game, then definitely go for this. And for me as well, I mean, being Hong Kong, the shipping is nice. But yeah, I won't go for this, obviously, because like I said, the appeal is not high enough. All right, next one. Is Iron Forest, 5 days ago. It's the same people from Ice Cool, so you're flicking your thing in your unit in a box, trying to get things. It's a funny family game again, right? Because the art is beautiful. You can see here Ice Cool as well. Where did it go? Where did it go? It's gone. It flipped. Here. You can see here. So the world of flicking. Okay, changed. So it's a dexterity game, and it's trying to add some stuff to it. So there's 2 floors now. Ice Cool only had 1, and then apparently there's a launcher. So you know, it seems pretty fun to me. I'm not gonna back it once again. I don't think this will see the table enough. But if you don't have anything like this and you really like dexterity games, definitely go for it. They have a good reputation. As far as I know anyway, and yeah, it looks cool. I think it has a lot of backers already, although it is the first time they're on Kickstarter, so 1,600, that's okay. They doubled their funding goals, so but yeah, first time creator actually. The other one just was released. Okay, so that's it. That's Iron Forest. Okay, next one is a 3D printed magnetic paint grip for miniatures. I already have one. I'm not getting this. But for those of you who do paint, this looks pretty much interesting because you know, it's magnetic, so it's easy. The one that I have is not magnetic, so sometimes I really have to pull it apart, which can be annoying. I think the one thing that's missing for this one is you can hold it, as you can see, you can hold it like this. But even the one that I have, the handy holder or whatever, has like a thing that goes to the side, so you can actually put it upside down, which works even more, even better. So yeah, anyway, if you don't have one of these, you can look into it. They're always better than the standard ones, right? So yeah, just that's for the painters among you. Then we have Unsettled. Well, I should say 2 actually, Unsettled and Kingdoms Forlorn. I'm doubting between both of them. Both of them, like, this is 7 million Hong Kong dollars, of course. US is $1 million, and Kingdoms Forlorn is still updating. Apparently it's 800,000. So 8,000 backers, 5,000 backers. So Unsettled, originally I didn't back it because I think something other shinier was there. I have so many boxes because I told you in my last video, I'm a hypocrite because of the boxes, right? So, same problem here. So many boxes, but every box is a planet. And I was really doubting, and now I'm back on the fence. Because online, I read some people like Board Game Geek, BGG. I read some people saying, the flavor is nice, the exploration is nice, but in a way you're not supposed to explore. Every planet is a puzzle you have to do, you have to solve as efficiently as possible. If you're going out and exploring, then you're probably not going to make it because you're wasting time. You're supposed to be super duper efficient. If you're going to go out and explore too much, you're going to fail for sure. When I first learned about Unsettled, I was like, this is what I want. Finally, a space game where you just go out and explore, right? And you can have enemies and tasks, whatever, but you have the freedom to explore, like a sandbox game. Every planet is a sandbox. And it is, but it isn't, because if you don't keep the whole puzzle in mind, if you don't focus on it, you're dooming yourself. That's the vibe I'm getting from online, and that kind of made me sit back a bit. Like, I didn't back it the first time. It gets a really nice score on Board Game Geek, 8.3 or 8.4, something like that. It looks nice. All the inserts and the flavor, like I said, the writing is really good, even though the game is difficult apparently as well. The writing is good, it's humorous, and there's so much content. In the base box, in the core box, there's 2 planets. And then every box after that is just 1 planet again, new mechanics, and of course a whole new thing to explore. Like, part of me really wants it, but then I'm a little bit afraid that it's just going to end up feeling like, okay, what's this puzzle? Instead of like, ooh, let's go and discover the planet. So I'm definitely on the fence. And once again, all the boxes, if I get this game, I think I would have to say, okay, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it until I'm sick of it and get rid of it, because it takes up way too much space. And then also the resale value, I'm not sure. I mean, I live in Hong Kong, so it's obviously more difficult. If you live in the USA or anywhere else, maybe your market is bigger. Hong Kong is pretty narrow, so I'd have to find someone in an area that's notorious for having limited amount of space to buy all those boxes. I think I'm gonna have to drop my price significantly to get rid of it afterwards. So it's difficult. It's a difficult calculation to make. Like, basically to say, no, don't do it. It's too much. But it also looks so good. Yeah, so I don't know. FOMO, man, FOMO. Especially because it's the second one that I've missed. First one I missed, and I think even the shipping is pretty much good for Hong Kong, for Unsettled. Like Asia Zone 0, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty nice. It's doable, Asia Zone 0, yeah, Hong Kong. There you go. So even if I go the full supernova, full supernova bundle, it's only 29. And then, of course, I cannot do Unsettled and Kingdoms Forlorn. Now, I've spoken about Kingdoms Forlorn before. Really like it. Like the idea, like the art I'm okay with. The minis I love. And just this Kingdom Death monster, similarly, kind of. There's enough videos out there that compare both. Never played Kingdom Death Monster, but I've always been very intrigued. It looks really good, but then also boxes, less than Unsettled, of course. But then I'm like, do I need another one? Because I have so many coming already. I have ISS Vanguard, I have Tainted Grail, I have Midara, I have Swords and Sorcery, I have Gloomhaven, I have Frosthaven coming. What was the last one? The Japanese one. What was the last one again? Now I need to know. Harakiri. I have Harakiri coming. So much already. And I have 3 young kids. When am I going to play this? Yet I want it. It doesn't make sense. So those 2 I'm still wondering about. I'm probably going to end up getting 1. But which one? I don't know. Alright, next one is I'm checking the time sometimes, because in the 45 minutes my daughter has a class. So I need to make sure I stop on time. So I have Retrograde, the real-time roll and write. I will probably back this. Why? Because it looks fun. because it is basically Space Invaders, right? And roll and write, Space Invaders. So you're trying to get target, you're rolling, and then you're claiming target cards, and then you will be crossing out like you see the aliens on your card. But, and that's the cool part, you're all doing it real time with other people. So you're trying to get it as quickly as possible. You can re-roll until you're happy, but then somebody might have claimed one already, one of the cards. So I think it's good for some quick fun, you know. Did I check the shipping though? It's okay, 16. Yeah, it's okay. Much better in the States, of course. But $16, and the game itself is how much? 27. Yeah, it's half the price in shipping. I'll see. But it's definitely on my radar. Didn't I click remind me? No, I didn't. Well, I did now. There you go. Then for another 14 days to go, Crabs in a Bucket. I will not be getting this game. So why am I talking about it? Because I would, if I don't already have games like this. I have the potato game, Hot Potato. Is it Hot Potato? No, that's a regular game, isn't it? Potato Inferno, that's it. I have that one, which is similar. You know, Crabs in a bucket, sorry. Crabs in a Bucket is, you're trying to get rid of your hands, but then it's a typical card game. Every card has special actions. Okay, what was that? Every card has special actions. So basically you're trying to get rid of your hand, and you play, and then of course there's funny Halloween crab, clown crab, vampire crab, all those kind of things. And so yeah, playing mats, so all that kind of stuff. Very basic, you know. I won't be getting it, but if you don't have a card like that in your collection, maybe it's a good idea to have it. Alright, next one up is Circuitry. 14 days ago, only 70 backers, but 88 backers. See, all this has been opened days ago, and now it's updating every time I open the page. So it's still a fair amount away, 10,000 Hong Kong dollars, but then in the US it's $1,000. So now you know the currency difference. So basically, it looks very simple, but I like the idea. If I understood the video correctly, you all start at the same spot. For example, here on the right side, right? But then when you leave, this gets turned over, and you have to try to find your way back by playing cards, connections, as you can see. But you need to be able to go to your node, charge it, and then bring it back. Something like that. So yeah, it's just a tiling thing, but you also have to think about it. It's not that straightforward. And you can see even the explanation might make your head hurt a little bit. I don't know. But that's what I like about it. It looks like something challenging. I think when you finally start to play, it will be fun. Am I going to back it? No, because I'm already going to back a certain amount of games already. Once again, just to emphasize, my channel is way too small. Nobody asked me to talk about anything. Okay, so this is definitely not an ad or whatever. But yeah, like you see, that's one thing that I liked about this game. All these cards here, the fact that you can swap and rotate and all that kind of stuff. Like you have other games like Tsuro, which I really like as well. But there you put the tiles and they're stuck. Here you can actually have all these special powers that make it more interesting, right? So yeah, for example, this is also super complicated to me anyway. It just shows you if you use one of those powers, you can move one of these cards down and suddenly all the connections change, right? So it says each letter links to itself in terms of how the circuit is connected. So F would then link to F, I guess, but then I don't really see it around it. Whatever. Maybe just me. But anyway, I think, yeah, exactly, this kind of says it all. But still, after spending some time with it, it looks very interesting. I didn't check the shipping because I wasn't gonna back it anyway, but I don't really see it immediately. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Some quotes here. All right, didn't I skip it here? Postage and delivery. So UK, yeah. Okay, it says 17 pounds for the rest of the world. Yeah, and the game itself is 19. Yeah, so for me, it will also not be very good business to buy a game or back a game that has almost the same amount in cost as to ship it. But for the UK people and even for Europe, I guess, for UK, definitely check it out. I like it. Okay, next is dueling dice. I would back this instantly, except for the fact that it's a bit difficult to get it over here, apparently, because they don't ship outside of the States, if I'm not mistaken. And but basically it's just a box full of dice and then a game around it. So you have all these goals that you try to do. Any D1, bang, you have a point. 3 12s, bang, you have 5 points. So you're always upgrading your dice, getting more dice, rolling, and getting scorecards. It's a little bit like a different kind of Yahtzee, I think, you know. So yeah, I like it. You can also back it just for like $20 for international backers. So you just get the PDFs and then you can play at home with just a PDF. But then for a PDF, $20 is kind of, I mean, it says $150. I don't think it's that much. I might do it anyway, you know, just to see how cool it is and everything. I do have enough dice anyway. So yeah. Anyway, take a look at it. If you love dice, check it out. Starship Interstellar. This one is like, I mean, I thought it was going to be something simple. It is not. It already says 150 minutes to play, 1 to 4, 14 plus. This is definitely one I would back if I had the funds, but I do not if I'm going for one of the other ones, Unsettled or Kingdoms Forlorn. But just look at it. This is one board, right? This is the main board, but you still have your own boards. You can see here the size, you know, it's pretty big, right? And then you still have the player boards as well, and other stuff that go along with it. So the miniatures and so on. I'm pretty sure it's a table hog. And it's a typical space game, you know. Well, typical. It has its own rules, of course. Like you see here, you have solar extraction, because if you basically the sun is gonna go boom, if I'm not mistaken, and so you're trying to get out. Yeah, we're trying to help build the big ship. I forgot the name. I'm sure it'll come by here soon. Interstellar. So you have a lot of stuff that you can do. Like I said, the solar extraction, you can do that, but the more you do it, the worse the destruction of the other planets happens. So you will have planets, but then the sun will destroy them and so on. You, of course, research technology will give you actions, unlock actions for you. Then you have the planetary production, and then which allows you to, like you see here, activate production on that planet. You can travel around to explore. You have the market. So there's so much that you can do in this game. Where is the actual ship? Because I want to show you the ship that you're building as well, where it has shipping. This is actually the ship that you're building, but it's going to be like a big part.
I can drink them all.
For example, here I found it has a 5 Starship module, so you will be building the big ship. Okay. All right, yeah. So watch the video if you want to have more information on this. Definitely piqued my interest. But I have a lot of these games already coming. I have Stellaris, I have The Warp. So yeah, this is definitely one that I want to back, but it might be a bit too samey with others. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. It's just another space game, right? In my collection, but it all depends on your collection and whether this is different enough for you or not. It definitely looks different enough. Just look at the board itself, but it's huge. So I think if I decide to back this or not, I'm definitely going to have to measure my table. Anyway, next one. And you can see my daughter in the background sometimes. This is Tang Garden Seasons. I used to own Tang Garden, and I played it 0 times, and I sold it. So I bought it on Amazon for a discount, right? But then you have FOMO, and then you have the opposite. I just call it NOMO, which means you don't want to play it no more. So another example, Reavers of Midgard. I had it, Kickstarter and everything, deluxe version, everything, sold it, played it 0 times, which is a shame. I know it's stupid, but both games got so much negative press about people saying like, oh, this is not what I wanted, this is disappointment, la la la. And then at one point I always came at a point where I needed to get rid of games because I didn't have the space. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll just get rid of it, and then that's it. Do I regret it? Not really. I mean, I still think the game is good. I mean, it looks nice and everything, but like I said, I never played it. But then the biggest complaint with Tang Garden was it's very difficult to see the icons, right, when you're playing. So that's also why, you know, I I decided not to hang on to it, and that's why I kind of got discouraged, because at the moment my shelf for shame is about 25 games, but a month ago it was 43. So yeah, but anyway, very beautiful, apparently very relaxing, very nice game. Check it out if it's for you. Yeah, because even for painters there's some stuff in there, but especially cardboard wise, it is very, very beautiful. I mean, nothing against it, it is very nice. But of course, once again, boxes if you have the complete box. But then you can have the Tang Garden big box now, so that will put them all together, which is of course very nice. And you can see it is very beautiful. I actually want to back it again, but I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Let's just see if this makes it easier for me. What is the shipping on this? Because you see they've unlocked so much as well. There's so many videos for you to check. Zone A, Hong Kong. Let's see. Complete collection, Zone A. Oh, only 20 euros. That's not good. It's too good. All right, I mean, enough of this. You're probably thinking this guy makes absolutely no sense. I don't. Just ask my wife. All right, Ahau. This is kind of cool. It is like a Maya civilization stuff. Always very interesting to me. And basically trying to build your own pyramid. That's one way of winning, right? Or at the end of 3 ages, if I'm not mistaken. You can see 90 to 120 minutes, 1 of 5 players. So it is like a dual engine building and fight for worker zone. So you have to, you can see the pyramids already on each player's board, the cards, and of course the board. You have the different factions as well, which all have specific powers, if I'm not mistaken, as well, asymmetric powers. Because I watched a video a couple of days ago and it really, really impressed me as well. And also just the pyramid ones. Yeah, it's just, so what makes the game fun? Of course, this is like a sell sheet, of course. The cards are multi-purpose. You have the worker placement, everything, you know, nothing that I really have to talk to you guys about. Of course, it's gorgeous. It's solo automa. But yeah, it seems like a really good worker placement, area control kind of game that seems very interesting, and it does seem like it's going to have a very nice, definitely going to have a very nice table presence. Will I get it? I'm not sure. That's the problem. What I like though, it says here conflict, right? It just went away. One of the things is that everybody says at the same time, I'm going there, and then if you're at the same spot, then conflict happens, and then you have to fight and so on. This is pretty cool as well. You can see here the numbers. Like if everyone has ever played Get Bit, it's a little bit like that. Like you choose a number, you play it, you go to that area, and somebody else is also there. Something happens. In this case, conflict happens. So, yeah. So then you select the tiles. If you place your tiles on your pyramid, then depending on how, if you have the same ones, it's good. If you have the same colors, it's good. So yeah, produce, build, many different phases. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, every faction has their own god powers. I would definitely play this, and I think I would also like it. So definitely like it. The shipping for me is just average. Better if you're in the UK, apparently Germany, Hungary, those are the places to be for good shipping. So I don't know. How many days is this again? It's probably still this month, right? And I try to keep my 18 days, yeah. So I try to keep my spendings from month to month. So I'm gonna remind me, but not sure. Next one. We have way too many cats. I'm not interested in this game, but if you're interested in cats, you should definitely check this out, because it's just a very, very simple family game where you are always drafting and not drafting. You're choosing cats. They're like selected in a row, and they also have tokens below them. So you either choose the smallest amount of tokens and 2 cats of your choice. So you could take this one and take these 2 or whatever, or you take the mid-size and then 1 of their choice, or you take the last one where you have to take the right cat and the 3 tokens. Of Of course, the cats you will place on your board, and then the tokens you can put on top of a cat, because you can see they have these icons and they like certain things, right? So if you put them on them, you get bonus points and so on. Yeah, and you also see there's some other stuff in the top left corner. If you place them somewhere specific, you get bonus points. If they're somewhere else, you lose points, stuff like that. So, you know, if you like cats, if you go like, oh, it's so cute, then, I mean, you don't need to do that. But if this is really something that appeals to you, definitely go for it. Because, yeah, I think it'll be fun, especially with family if you have cats as well. And then we have Rumors and Legends, which basically is mystery deduction, legendary cryptids, and so there's like monsters and everything, mysterious locations. So this reminds me a lot about Clue, because something has happened and it has 3 different kinds of information in the envelope. Like with Clue, you have what? The location, the murder weapon, and the person, right? Same thing in this game. Creature, location, incident. You put it all in an envelope, and then you have to find out what happened, right? But there's a little bit of variance here. Of course, you have miniatures and cryptids and so on, and the monsters move differently, if I'm not mistaken. You have the different locations. It makes it all look a little bit nicer, right? But also you can put like doors to block people. The movement is slightly different. You can go into portals to teleport the other side, and so on. So, I mean, it's not for me, but it does look nicely produced and everything. Like I see, doorstop. You have a notebook to write stuff in, which is of course normal. Rumor has it, so that changed. It's like event cards, changed up the game as well. Clue doesn't have that. The time keeps going, so after midnight, everybody will die, because in the middle of the board, you have the Bermuda Triangle, which you want to avoid as much as possible, because it is really bad. So yeah, it looks cool. I'm not gonna back it because I don't like Clue, but it is a cool variant on it, I think. So if this is something that you think you and maybe your family would like, then sure, go for it, you know, even though it is kind of pricey because with all the minis and everything. All right, then we have then we have the Blinks game system. I've seen this pass by several times already. Is this the final? Oh yeah, it's updating right now, even though I just pressed reload. It has funded now already, yeah. And I never did it because I thought this is just a gimmick, but they've been developing it more and more and more. And especially if you watch the video, you see some nice ways of how it can be implemented. And I think it's just fun to do with kids, you know, because they were like, ooh, shiny, stuff like that. See, friends and family, these are the different games they have already, like whack-a-mole and so on. So, you know, it's a gimmick, right? It's a gadget. And I think it's cool for a bit. I never bought it because I always think it'll get boring or samey quickly. But then right now you already have a lot of extra games here. So I guess that keeps it a little bit fresh. You can use it as a filler game as well, of course. As you can see here, it looks pretty chaotic. This is the winner stays, for example. So yeah, anyway, I don't exactly know how it works, but you can see they're all going crazy. So probably not COVID friendly. But then again, if you play with family, then that shouldn't be a problem, right? And of course, I can say blinks are beautiful. That is very true. Yeah, so this is the first time I'm actually considering it. But how many days are left? 24, still in March. Maybe not, but it's getting better and better. So who knows? Next time I might back it. Then we have Kodem, the trading game, trading card game. This looks really cool because it's Mexican. I like Mexico. I've never been there. My whole family has been there separately. My sister separately, my parents separately, but I haven't. I really want to go, but so far, no joy. And now I live really far from Mexico, but anyway. So they have taken their endangered creatures and turned them into magical creatures and teach TCG. Now, the previous one I talked about, I already forgot its name. That one I said stay away. This one, not. This one I would recommend. This one looks really nice. The art is really, really cool. They've just checked the video as well. And they show a lot more cards as well, you know. the type of cards, the different synergies, what you get, stretch goals, what you just, and you can go in pretty cheap. So this one has also been played for a while. I think you have different links that you can check as well, the Facebook, Discord, Instagram, so there you can literally easily talk to them as well, which is very, very good too. So this one I was actually thinking about the shipping ones. I thought I think they didn't give shipping, if I'm not mistaken. They just say this, so you don't know how much the shipping actually is. So I think if you are interested, the shipping will tell you the shipping when you click it. For example, if I go for here, or maybe this one, Hong Kong, it'll say how much. So you can see here, apparently it's like the same for many places. Oh, it's 1,199. That's a bit surprising. You mean Zimbabwe costs the same amount as, I don't know, Brazil? Brazil's not on here, is it? Yeah, so it's like a standard set price. Okay, a little bit odd. But okay, it is what it is. This one looks cooler, and actually I was wrong, they don't show a lot more cards, but then they are a lot easier to talk to because of the links that are there. Okay, so yeah, updates wise, yeah. Hi everyone, very quickly, this is one Kickstarter that I forgot to add, so you won't see my face. And this is also recorded with my laptop audio, but Earth is one that I'm really, really interested in as well. You can see the goal here was only 259,000 Hong Kong, so in US dollars, Canadian dollars, 42,000. And I managed to get 447,000, which is of course crazy. So it is a engine building, hand management, tableau building game. And I've heard people describe it as a heavier version of a Wingspan with a lot more meatier decisions, and it seems to be very well balanced as well. It's pretty, as you can see as well, and yeah, apparently it's supposed to be really, really worth it. On Facebook, the designer is also very active, answering questions and so on. So as you can see, you create your island, you choose the actions, one of the 4 actions: planting, composting, watering, or growing. You have the benefits that you can earn, but other players also gain the minor benefit, which is always great in games like this. You have Race for the Galaxy, you have Valeria Card Kingdoms, stuff, games like that who do it. So always like that because you're always in the game. And then of course you gain the resources, as you can see here, gain soil, compost, plant cubes, growth pieces, or cards. Then you allocate them again, and then you activate them. So you have your tableau, and you're going to use the color of the action that you choose. And then of course you want to make sure that you order everything in a good way. And then once you have 16 cards, you complete your tableau, you earn bonus feature points, and you trigger the end game, which of course might not mean that you win, but you would trigger the end game. Yeah, so please do give it a look. It looks really nice. A lot of people are very, very positive about it. Seems like a lot of variability as well. And for me personally, you can even add wooden inserts, which is always cool. And the playmats look nice as well. But what's interesting for me as well is of course always the shipping, and the shipping is also really nice. And you can also try it on Tabletop Simulator, so that's another thing to keep an eye out. They claim to fulfill by the end of the year, which is also nice, right? We'll see if that actually works or not, so that happens, but hopefully it does. And yeah, so shipping info, even if it's farther away, shipping seems to be pretty much decent. And this is USD of course, but you can see Canadian dollars as well. Even the most expensive zone is 25, while the game itself is 54, so that would be like half, but that's the most expensive one, right? So the cheapest one would be 15. So yeah, it's pretty good. So English version, Spanish version, Korean version, French version, many different, Polish, Italian, Chinese, Hungarian, Ukrainian, yeah, so lots and lots of different versions. So Okay, well, give this a go, especially if you like Wingspan. This apparently turns it up another notch. So yeah, that's something that I wanted to add. And back to the overview. And then one more entry that I've forgotten is Mageling Rise of the Ancient Ones. You can see it here. First of all, it's a dice placement adventure. You can see also the expansion for 1 to 4 players. And I discovered this through Instagram, where it has a small cult following. So you know in advance people have played this, people have loved this, and it has good reputation. Because honestly, if I look at it, I don't like the art. it's not for me normally. But like I said, if everybody keeps saying this is really, really good and it comes from trustworthy people, I trust them. And yeah, I wanted to back it earlier, but then it got cancelled. Now it's back. And I mean, the dice and everything look cool, I'll say that. And arts, some cards are okay, other cards, I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll grow on me. The dice, especially these here, these look really, really nice. This looks a little bit better. But yeah, so the thing is, you basically, in this game, you die a lot. Apparently it's very, very, very difficult to do, to complete. And it says here, bring your hope, your power, and your skill, but beware the ancient ones rise. So you're trying to stop them. Okay, so you must stop the cult of Asdea before the moon sets. So it's getting progressively more and more difficult as you play. And you also have different characters you can play with. The character powers, the Biomancer, the Battle Mage, the Mystic, the Chaos Mage. And you have a lot of videos as well, some playthroughs and everything. So yeah, for example, Sword and Board Games has been mentioned on this channel before. I welcome all the new game additions and found the reasons to explore all of them. This not that amazing of a quote, to be honest, but he in general is really, really excited about it. Click to read the full preview. So yeah, and luckily for me, shipping is fine. So yeah, I will go for it, and I hope one day it'll actually have a reissue. If I really like it, a reissue with other arts, because I don't know, it's just not my thing. But definitely looks worth it, definitely interested. And you can see I backed it at the $60 level. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. There's also some unlocks, so there's also that. Okay, for example here, same guy, the best Tang dice placement, tough as nails combo machine that I've ever played. Let's game more, an absolutely fantastic game. And of course these quotes, you know, taken with a grain of salt sometimes, but most of these people I recognize from Instagram and they're pretty honest, so there's always that. So yeah, that was the last one that I wanted to add. You can check those two. All right, that's it for the Kickstarters I have now. It's 46 days to go, so I'm hoping this will also evolve more. There's definitely more than time enough. That's my Kickstarter so far. Game Found wise, last time I talked about 51st State. Still have my eyes on that. 8 days left. I liked it, but I'm still wondering if I really need to have everything, since I already enjoyed the base game. So we'll see the monster set. There are some interesting games here that I've heard good things of. Like for me personally, I'll tell you why I'm not interested in Lobotomy. It's a fully cooperative survival horror asylum crawler. Stuff like this doesn't interest me at all, but it does look awesome if you're into this genre, you know. So if you look at all the crazy miniatures, very, very interesting. So yeah, if this is your kind of thing, basically a dungeon crawler, but then, you know, because you see it here, Villain Ward, Jazz Ward, Legacy Ward, Criminally Insane, very gory. That's your thing, go for it. Not my thing. Block by Block basically is your basically trying to take the streets in an insurrection. Looks kind of cute, I would say, but also one that I'm not going for because the theme doesn't really interests me. You know, protest movement, riots, popular uprisings. Sure, yeah. Also, the art is not my kind of thing. But yeah, if this theme interests you, be sure to check it out. Okay. Okay. Then the games that are coming. It's the final, almost the final part. Is G.I. Joe. I have it already. I actually have it here next to me. Go Joe. It is a deck builder. It's really good. Spoiler alert. And I'm going to make a. I'm going to do a playthrough of it soon enough. I played it yesterday, my first time. Made a couple of mistakes, but found out why. So very good. It has a twist to the typical deck building genre. It is G.I. Joe. It's super nostalgic. It's a 7.6. It's very new. There are expansions coming. I'm very excited about it. Of course, you are G.I. Joe trying to stop Cobra and its plans for world domination. Right. So yeah, keep your eye out because this is coming. Actually, like this person has put everything on standees, but this actually no, I don't like it. Because no, I think I would put it down. Doesn't matter though. This is just at a table somewhere, I guess. But yeah, for sure, really nice game. Really nice game. You'll see more about it. The unboxing is coming and so on. And yeah. And then we have Beyond the Sun. This one, 8.0. I have been in love with this game for so long. Just the looks of it, the theme of it, everything about it. And when I did the unboxing, I was almost drooling over it. I cannot wait to give this a spin. Sadly, it has no solo mode, but there's an expansion coming with a solo mode. But at the moment, there's no solo mode yet, so I'm gonna have to wait for one of my friends to come over to play, and then later on maybe put a video on it. Okay. All right. So that's Beyond the Sun, and then Bitoku. I'm getting very soon. It is you're like spirits in a forest. And you're trying to become the next great spirit of the forest with the help of the yokai, the kodamas, and the different pilgrims. It's a hand management engine building game with multiple paths to victory. You can already see how pretty it looks. It also looks very busy. And I think everyone has already seen well, if you've heard of this game before, you've seen the picture of the pretty, you can see it here at the top actually. It's not very clean, but this guy here, oh my god, this is way too here at the top. This is the deer with the antlers. This one here, everybody puts them in their shots. It looks very colorful, dice placement, everything as well. Yeah, cannot wait to give this one a go. And as you can see, the ratings are high. I'm much more excited for this one than Ark Nova. Ark Nova I like. But like I said before, top 30 maybe, definitely not top 10. This one I'm very excited about. 1,200 ratings, 8.1, looking good. Now I am kind of interested. How much did the Ark Nova get? Is it higher than 8.1? 8.7. I am in the minority when it comes down to that. Okay, and then finally, I was gonna say something about painting. For years now, I've been painting Mysthea, because I had a huge break. I love this game. I love Mysthea to bits, but I always wanted to paint the miniatures, right? And I started with it, and then click the ad. I started painting, and then at one point I stopped. So all of these, the films that you see, I painted these. I'm almost finished. I need to do 8 small ones, and then I'm done. So not even these are the heroes. I finished those or all of them already. The stuff that I painted yesterday, I'll show you now. So you can see I have the purple ones there. I have the purple player golems and the smaller ones, and the golden ones. And there's also one monster in the background. Okay, so that is almost done. Once I get it done, you can expect videos on Mysthea for sure, because I always liked it, loved it. I did a giveaway of it on Instagram as well because I like it so much. And another cool thing about Mysthea is you can combine it with Ikeon. Ikeon, yeah, there you go, Ikeon. It's a standalone game, Ikeon, but then you can combine it with Mysthea to create a third game, which is called The Fall. Maybe is that mentioned here? Maybe in the expansions, The Fall. No, just Aberration. I don't know if that has a different name that I can look up. It doesn't really look like it. No, anyway, so that one, when you combine both of them together, you get The Fall, which is another game entirely. This one also has a ton of miniatures, as you can see, really nice, really big as well. Just this is Aberration. This is the expansion. It's not what I was looking for. Is it this one? Because it has these little crystals in the base as well. The Colossus. Colossus is pretty big. So yeah, both games. I've never played Ikeon. I really want to. I'll get 7.7. I guess that's okay. But yeah. See, combine it with Mysthea for a proper experience in The Fall. Deploy your machines, harvesters, scavengers, and strategic places of the map before other players to establish control of areas and exploit its resources. And go on a quest to activate the special apparatus in the far craters left by the island of Mysthea. Alright, so that's all I wanted to talk about for this weekly update. Check the other videos on the channel. Please do give comments about anything else you want to. And yeah, that's it. And then finally, the final segment is that I was always going to add some personal stuff now to the videos, some things that's been happening. And I think the biggest part is that my good friend Katie, who is in several videos, has now left Hong Kong, went back to the UK together with her family, although she might be back for a short spell in a couple of months. But this is a thing that's happening all over Hong Kong. Many people are leaving Hong Kong because of the whole political situation here now. And yeah, it's of course it's a bad thing. And not only that, but also because of COVID, of course. If you're an expat and you're here and you haven't seen I haven't seen my family in almost 2 years now, which is really bad. Of course, you can still see each other online and so on, WhatsApp, FaceTime, everything else. But it's really sad. But the fact that she has gone means that there's also going to be less multiplayer games being played, which of course is also sad, aside from the friendship, of course. So yeah, that is my first piece of personal news. Is sadly, but it is what it is. Aside from that, my youngest daughter is now 2 months and she's actually starting to sleep normally, sleeping through the night, so that is awesome. Yeah, so I think that's enough. I don't have any specific stories right now because it's work from home, not that much happening, to be honest, aside from that. But yeah, anyway, thanks very much for watching. My name was Joachim. This was So Many Games, So Little Time. If you want me to talk about anything, or if you disagree with me, feel free to tell me. It's just my opinion. Don't take anything seriously. Okay, all right, bye bye.